Welcome to today's episode of Knobi Cooks. Today I have another traditional German dish for you. I will show you how to prepare eggs in mustard sauce, or Eier in Senfsauce as it's called in German. Even though it might seem very basic, it is still full of taste. If you enjoy my content, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. Before starting, make sure you have all of your ingredients, spices, herbs, pots and pans ready at hand. This makes the whole cooking process way easier to begin with. First, we will take care of our eggs. We will need hard-boiled eggs for this dish. Since I do not have a large egg cooker, I will boil my eggs in a pot. However, if you have an egg cooker, feel free to use it. Though make sure your eggs are properly hard-boiled and not liquid at their core. After that, we will prepare our salt potatoes or Salzkartoffeln. For this, first peel each potato and then cut them into smaller pieces. Afterwards, simply boil them until they are done. It is important that you are using waxy potatoes for this. Salty potatoes or Salzkartoffeln are a very popular side in Germany, and while you may know the German nickname of Kraut, here in Germany we usually use the nickname German potato or Deutsche Kartoffel. Speaking of potatoes, did you know that potatoes are actually one of the lowest calorie carb source you can prepare? In addition to that, they come with lots of potassium and some vitamins like vitamin C. Potatoes were a real game changer when they were first brought to Europe from South America during the 16th and 17th century. Back then they helped a lot feeding the hungry population of Europe. I, for my part, actually didn't like unprocessed tomatoes for a long time. Meaning, as a child I only ate potatoes in the shape of fries or potato mash. But now I've come to love this yellow vegetable. Okay, while both eggs and potatoes are boiling away, we will now take care of our onion. Dice your onion and then afterwards fry it in your pan with some butter or clarified butter. The onion will serve as a base for our sauce, as it's usually the case for German sauces. This dish, Eier in Senfsauce, was very popular after the Second World War. Many ingredients were scarce, though eggs and potatoes were available. While they provide you with most nutrients you may need during a normal day, in combination with mustard for spicing up the sauce and some cream for richness, survival ingredients were transformed to a proper dish. And trust me, once you have eaten this dish yourself, you will immediately notice how much energy and well-being you will get from it. So don't be turned away by its unassuming looks. While our onion is getting glassy, we can now cut our parsley. Since I had some frozen parsley left over from another dish, I'm using it for this video. But feel free to use fresh one or dried one if you have it at hand. Then later on, once your onions are glassy to your liking, add some flour into your pan. We will now create a roux, and once the flour also has sauteed for a while, we will deglaze it with some water. Make sure to stir properly at this point and you will quickly notice the flour turning into some kind of sticky goo. This roux will then later on serve as the base for our creamy sauce. And while bringing your roux back up to heat, you can already add some vegetable broth and ground black pepper into your sauce. Depending on your taste, the vegetable broth will add more than enough salt to the sauce. So for now, refrain from adding any more salt to the sauce, and later on when it's done, taste it and if need be, add some more salt to the sauce. While the sauce is still being prepared, I will go on another potato tangent. It is said that in the 18th century, Friedrich der Große or Frederick the Great wanted to make potatoes more popular among its populace. And that's why he himself took to the fields and actually planted some potatoes. Even though this might be a myth, I still very much like the story. He may not have known at the time, though potatoes are a true nutritional game changer. And they are so versatile. You can cook them, fry them, make potato mash, make fries. There are just so many things you can turn potatoes into. Okay, but now it's time to get our sauce going for real. We will now add our cream cheese as well as our cream into the sauce. You can choose only either one if you prefer that. And while adding cream cheese probably isn't the most traditional way of preparing this dish, it just adds so much creaminess to the sauce. Once both cream and cream cheese are stirred under, you can add your mustard into the sauce. Here I leave it completely up to you whether you prefer a sweeter or more sharp type of mustard. I'm using a more sharp or spicy type of mustard, though thanks to cream and cream cheese it won't get too spicy. Mustard is a true German staple. Whether you're preparing eggs in mustard sauce, are eating it alongside some Bavarian Weisswürste, or are simply eating it alongside a good old German Vesper, which basically is a German type of dinner consisting of bread, sausage, cheese and maybe some pickled vegetables. If you are from abroad and have never eaten it and have a chance to eat it in Germany, I would highly recommend you to do it. Our sauce is now almost finished. Only the parsley and the eggs remain. So first we will add the parsley into the sauce and then stir it under. And after that we can take care of our eggs. If you have prepared the eggs like I did, then drain off the hot water and afterwards shower your eggs with some cold water and let them sit in it for a couple of minutes. This will make your life much easier when it comes to peeling the eggs. Once you feel ready, peel all of the eggs and then put them into your sauce. At this point I must add that traditionally you would first halve your eggs and then add them into the sauce. However, I prefer to add them whole, but do as you prefer. As of late I've come to love eggs more and more. They are a very good source of protein and healthy fats, and in addition to that they come with some vital micronutrients like vitamin B12, vitamin D and selenium, and they are great at stilling your hunger. A couple of eggs can take you a long way when you are very hungry. Well, this leaves only one step left. We now need to drain off our potato water. And once you have done that, you can serve your dinner. Simply put the potatoes onto a plate, add some sauce and 2 eggs for each serving. And if you want to be extra fancy, garnish with some fresh parsley. This then brings us to the end of today's episode of Knobi Cooks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have prepared this dish yourself, then tell me down in the comments how it tasted for you. Drawing the attention to some traditional German recipes with my channel is something I truly enjoy, and I hope you too enjoy it. Though that's it. I'm Knobi and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.